There's Photoshop for photo takers. There's Final Cut Pro for video makers. What about us song makers? Do we get a piece of software? Yes, we do. It's called a DAW, and that stands for a digital audio workstation. And chances are you're looking to find one because you got some songs to make, which is freaking sweet. So today, all I want to do is clear up any confusion, guide you down a path of ease and simplicity, so you can just pick a DAW, because a DAW is a big part of your ability to create songs. There's no doubt about it. Like, you have to have a DAW if you want to produce your own songs, be able to add layers to them, really be able to bring the songs out of your head that you hear, like you can hear it kind of finished in your head. A DAW is going to be the key to help you do that. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? Spider-Man, Uncle Ben's reminding us of that. And a DAW, it's got a lot of power to it. So if you choose the wrong DAW, can actually have so much power that it could unmotivate you because you can't figure out the software, right? And if you pick the right DAW, that is a good workflow for you, one that makes sense to you, it can actually motivate you to create more, right? So today, all I wanna do is guide you down that path, give you some options, and if you've been trying to figure out what DAW to get, chances are you're trying to get the rest of your studio together, and if that's you, I put together a completely free resource. I call it the Home Studio Blueprint, and it is a blueprint, my friend. I kid you not. There is so much gold in here, not really in terms of flashiness and fanciness. I try to just steer you clear of all the expensive, unnecessary gear that is thrown at you as someone who's new and just wanting to create songs. You're like, can I just get like the gear that I need? Like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to waste a lot of time. I just want to get simple stuff to use so that I can start writing songs. If that resonates with you, this guide is for you. It's a list of best recommendations that I have used personally. And as someone, I'll admit right here on the internet, as someone who has sold their entire music setup and rebought it all like 5 or 6 times, take it from me, all right? If I was starting over, that's what I made this blueprint for, so you can buy this, not that, get this, not that, and you're on your way to making songs all without the overwhelm, all right? So you can check that out. Link is in the description for you, or of course, you could just head right to studiogearblueprint.com and you will be all set for that, all right? So jumping in today, let's talk about DAWs, all right? And real quick, what is a DAW? I alluded to it just a bit ago. A DAW is just a digital audio workstation. That's what it stands for. And it's just a piece of software that acts like a digital canvas for your music creations. So it's the place where you're gonna add your sounds, the layers of stuff that you want, your vocals and instruments, and it's where you can edit them all together, right? So if you've been making songs on your phone, right, that's awesome. Maybe you have some songs written like, I don't know, you play guitar and you're singing over it, or you have a piano and you're singing over it or something, right? And you're recording them on your voice notes or taking videos of yourself doing it, which is awesome. Congrats, like that's super sweet. But maybe you want to take it to the next step. That's why this video is part of the series that we're doing here called Music Production Tips for Beginners, because you want to take your song that you already have written and you want to add to it, right? A DAW is definitely the thing that's going to help you do that, because your phone has limitations, right? Like we just talked about. It's great for capturing ideas, devices, recorders that you have, but it's hard to expand on them. You can't add anything to it. And like we were talking about, producing a song for the sake of this series, how I'm defining music production is using tools and processes to take your written song, keyword written song, from where it is now to how you hear it in your head. That's all music production is. I think at the base level for a beginner, that's all you have to worry about. What are the things I could use? What are processes I could follow to take my song from where it is now to how I hear it in my head? I hear drums in there. I hear like background vocals. I hear a really cool effect that goes from the chorus to the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff can happen inside a DAW, right? So I want you to think of a DAW like a song maker's toolbox. Inside of that toolbox are all of the tools that you're gonna need to build the songs that you wanna make. All right, so that is the awesomeness of a DAW. And choosing the right DAW, I wanna get kind of specific here. You know, we gotta make sure we choose the one that's best for you, right? So yes, 100% at the end of this video, I'm gonna let you know exactly what I think. You should buy this one if you're a beginner. You should not buy this one. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, but I'm also not gonna go into super specific detail in these DAWs because you could do that all day long. People are doing that out here all over the place, all right? If you just wanna find a DAW because you just wanna make songs, that's what I'm trying to do. Just want to help you out, all right? So I'm going to give you the list. I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down for you so you don't have to waste time researching and trials and blah, 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 blah. You can just have a list of, oh, this one looks cool. I'm going to try that. Or this one looks weird. I'm going to stay clear of that one. That's all I want for you today is clarity of what your next step is to choose a DAW so you can start making your songs, okay? So choosing the best DAW, the one that's right for you. The big thing to keep in mind is DAWs, they all functionally do the same thing. They really do. They do the same thing. It's a place for you to record audio. It's a place for you to add virtual instruments via MIDI. It's a place for you to take that audio, take that MIDI recording and edit it and manipulate it and slow it down and speed it up and copy and paste and duplicate and morph and effect. You can do all of that stuff inside of a DAW as well. You can also use a DAW to sweeten things up, to just make things sound better, right? Because we can all know there's a difference between what's recorded on your phone when you play it back and something that could be a professional sounding piece of audio, right? It just has a different sound. You can achieve that sound through the use of a DAW. Another thing too is, like I said, it's gonna come down to personal preference. So don't hang on to a DAW just because a whole bunch of people are shouting it. Don't even hang on to the recommendation I give you if you're like, no, this one seems weird. The whole point is to find a piece of software that's gonna work for you, because just like there is Photoshop for photo takers, there is Final Cut for video makers, there's also other editing programs that people can use to edit videos, edit photos. No different with music making, no different with production. There's different softwares that all do the same thing, but you gotta find the one that's right for you, and that's what I'm gonna help you narrow it down to today. And it's important to note, some DAWs only work with certain operating systems. Kind of just a technical nerdy thing there really quick. Like there's some DAWs that only work if you have a Mac computer, an Apple computer. There's some DAWs that can go on both, a PC and a Mac, and there's some that are exclusively PC. So you have to kind of know what computer you have, know what operating system you have, because that'll also determine which ones are available to you without having to shell out a whole bunch of money to just go buy a computer, to just then buy a DAW. Like, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I want to help you find the one that's good for you. So let's get started. Gonna narrow things down for you. So you got free options and you got paid options. I'm gonna just go ahead and list them both for you. I'm gonna tell you the pros of the free ones, the cons of the paid ones, and vice versa. And then I'm gonna give you the recommendations, all right? So we can get in, get out of here, because you need to go find your DAW so you can make some songs, all right? I got you. GarageBand, free option. If you already have a Mac, chances it's already on there, I'm pretty sure. Or you can go to the Apple App Store and you can download it for free. It's already on there. There's so many tutorials on GarageBand. There's so many resources and guides on GarageBand. You cannot go wrong choosing this. This is the very first thing that I started with making my own songs. So it's Mac only though. So if you have a PC, you're kind of out of luck there unless you have an iPhone. There is an app version on there if you're interested in that. Another free option is Ableton Live Lite. Now Ableton Live is like a big brother in the space of DAWs for sure. Ableton Live is like a common production DAW that you see a lot of people using. There's a light version of it, and the light version just means you can still use it, has the functionality, you can still record and stuff, but you just have some restrictions on there, and I'll put links in the description if you'd like to check out them. I'll go right to the restrictions page where you can read, okay, it only lets me do 8 audio tracks or like 10 MIDI tracks or something. You just kind of have to be aware there are restrictions, but I actually don't think that's a big deal if you're just starting out. And I'll tell you about that in a second. Another good free option is Cubase. Again, it's the LE, it's the light version of Cubase. This one is Mac and PC, and Ableton Live Lite 2 is Mac and PC. Again, because Cubase is the light version, has some restrictions with it. Again, I'll link to that in the description for you. Audacity, I mean, man, I've used this one too. Audacity is Mac and PC. The thing about Audacity is it's open source software. So it's just out there. And because of its open source software, you've got a whole bunch of tutorials on it. Really, all of these, you're gonna have a lot of tutorials on it here in 2022, right? But especially Audacity, there's so many people that are that have figured out a lot of different workarounds with that. So that was super helpful for me when I was trying to figure out Audacity, is there's just a lot of people out there that know a lot about it. So Audacity is great, it's completely free, and it has complete access. Right, so if you could figure out Audacity, chances are you'll never have to upgrade again because there's no restrictions on that in terms of you can only have 5 audio tracks, 10 MIDI tracks, stuff like that, okay? Now, with these free options, excluding GarageBand and Audacity, there are some restrictions to these. So the Ableton Live Lite and the Cubase, there's some restrictions, but I want you to hear this. Limitations can be such a good thing. They can be such a good thing for you. If you're just starting out, most of the times these restrictions aren't gonna matter. Because you're just a beginner, you just want to get your feet wet and start producing your own songs. You don't need to get burdened down with 10, 20, 40 track deep sessions in your software. You just don't need to do that. And if you're thinking you have to do that, man, you don't have to at all. You're just gonna get overwhelmed and like unmotivated. So if you're just starting, you're just like playing your piano, you just like got a guitar going or whatever, or you're messing with some loops and you just got a vocal you wanna put on there, like I'd like to record my vocals into this music that I'm playing, not on my phone. you can do that, all right? You can do that with any of these, and you're gonna be steered in the right direction, all right? So limitations are a good thing. Don't think anything different. Let's talk about some paid options, though. So maybe you've already tried one of the free options and you're looking to upgrade, or you just love songs. You're all about this. You wanna jump in with both feet. You're like, no, I wanna spend some money on something. And I actually think there's a lot to be admired about that. I'm with you. I like it. I'm all about that too. So some paid options I would suggest for you would be, again, if you're on Mac, Logic Pro X. Mac only. This is the thing. It's not for PC. So if you're a Mac, jump for Logic Pro X. It's going to be the cheapest one here with the most functionality. Straight up. It's only $200. You can get on the App Store, and it comes with, again, all these really do. It comes with loops, virtual instruments, effects, all built in. And then the Ableton Live Standard Edition, right? So we talked about the light version, which was the free one, has some restrictions. Ableton Live, the Standard Edition, is gonna give you everything that you need to do to be able to add the instruments you want to, the audio tracks you want to, the effects, the ability to edit stuff. And this one is Mac and PC. Thing is, this one's at $450, okay, for Ableton Live Standard Edition. There's also another one called Studio One Pro. This one's at $400, and this is Mac and PC. Again, great piece of software. I've used this one too, and it has the same functionality as all the other ones. And then the last one here is Pro Tools. You may have heard of this one. This one is like the grandfather, right, of DAWs. Pro Tools is like the industry standard. And I think I would say the industry standard is kind of changing now, but it's a whole other video. Let's stay focused. So here, Pro Tools is Mac and PC. The thing about Pro Tools is they switched it up on you, and someone could correct me if I'm wrong. Please leave a comment, but I found the only way to own Pro Tools is through a subscription service, which could cost you about $300 a year. Please let me know if that's wrong. I tried to search all their website. I was through all the websites for all these, and I could not find any fine print where it was like you could just pay once and own it like you can with these other DAWs. So that was a little interesting to me. And when it comes to this, when it comes to paying money for stuff, and this is something I talk about in the blueprint that I was telling you about in the beginning, is own your gear. I'm telling you right now, if you're a beginner creative, if you're writing songs, if you're trying to get into this stuff, own your gear. Like own your guitar, own your keyboard, own your DAW, own your gear, because you don't want to let your gear own you. So I would advise you, personal preference, not financial advice, all the disclaimers, but steer clear of payment plans, recurring fees, monthly dues, yada yada. If you have to pay to have access to creative tools, especially at the beginning, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Can I tell you why really quick? Because if you're paying money to have access to the things that allow you to create, right? We all know how life works. Sometimes things get tight. You need to save on money. You don't have as much time as you thought. And the thing that you're gonna be able to just let go really quick is the access. So now, this is what I'm saying. You have to pay to own your gear. You have to pay to be able to create a song. I don't think that's a good long-term strategy. I'd rather you just save up the money, buy one of the DAWs, and you own the dang thing, and you can open it up whenever you want to, whenever you're in the mood to create, whenever you're not in the mood to create. But if you are paying for something every time that you want to create, right? It means that if things get tight, you're gonna cut it. And you could let it go, because it's easy. It's easy to let go of the subscription. Like, there's other priorities right now. But you never know. This is where I'm kind of trying to not to veer into a whole therapy video, but like, I would argue that in the times when life gets hard, don't you want your artistry to express that? Is that too deep for a DAW video on YouTube? Maybe you're like, dude, I just wanted to come and like, can you give me a list of suggestions? I don't give a crap about all this emotional stuff. But I'm telling you, this is something to think about, inspiring you to think a little deeper here on YouTube. All right, back to this. So own your gear. That's my big thing. Again, personal opinion. You don't have to do it. Just I'm gonna throw out there. Okay, personal recommendations. If I was to start all over again, right? Like I told you in the beginning, I've bought and resold, sold and rebought all of my stuff multiple times over. It's just ridiculous. The DAWs, if you're looking for something that's free, just to get your feet wet, I love it. I would say GarageBand if you're on Mac. I would say Audacity or Cubase if you are on PC. Okay, and remember, Audacity and Cubase is available for Mac or PC, but that's my hard recommendation I would say to you. If you're on a Mac, grab GarageBand, start playing around. If you are on a PC, download Audacity, get Cubase, LE, the light version, start playing around. See if you dig it. If you're looking to just jump into spending money, if you're on Mac, get Logic Pro X. It's the cheapest one. It's the one that I think will give you the best bang for your buck. Personally, I think it's very intuitive, but DAWs are a personal preference, like I said. So that's my recommendation, to pay for a DAW. On Mac, get Logic Pro. If you're on PC, shoot for Ableton Live. I'll get Ableton Live. jump on in. And here's the thing, if you're having to upgrade, I would recommend this. If you're starting with a free one, you've played around with that, and you're like, I love this, you're making songs, and you wanna be able to jump to the next level, you're like, I wanna pay for this, I wanna jump into more features, more access. If you're on GarageBand, go to Logic Pro X, right? Again, that's if you're on Mac. If you're on something like Ableton Live Lite, then go to the Big Brother Ableton Live, like the standard edition. And what I want you to notice about this is the way that you upgrade. So if you're thinking about going from a free DAW to a paid DAW, or if you're thinking about just paying for a DAW, I want you to think just a little bit long term, right? We want to make songs right now. We got to do that. We got to get stuff out of us. We got to create finished songs. You know, that's what this channel is all about. I just want to inspire you to create your songs that you finish. Don't just sit on a hard drive, but that leave your hard drive through the use of a DAW into the ears of other people, right? Whether that's your family, friends, or you want to do some professional more activities like music supervisors, getting your stuff placed on TV, or having an artist hear it or something, right? All of that can be reverse engineered back to finishing your song, okay? So if you're choosing your DAW, I want you to think long term. If you choose a free version, right, that you start to like, make sure that the paid version is gonna resemble the free one. Because here's the thing, you are going to have to invest time in order to figure out the DAW. Straight up, like it's gonna take an investment of time because it's gonna be a learning curve, right? And maybe you're kind of naturally like into tech and like software and stuff, and so it could come easy to you, but if you're new, it's just gonna take time. Just like if you're playing an instrument, it takes time to figure out the instrument, right? And so if you're trying to figure out your DAW, try to make sure that the time you invest is only done once, right? Because you don't want to invest the time to learn a DAW and then you upgrade it to completely different layout, completely different user interface, and now you're like, well, I have to like relearn the whole thing again. I would advise you to just jump in with a DAW that you think is best for you, all right? Jump into the one that you think is best for you. So those are my options. Those are what I think you should take a look at. So which one are you gonna take a look at, right? In this production series for beginners, that's all we're talking about. You need a DAW to be able to produce your songs. So which one are you gonna take a look at? Leave a comment and let me know. And if you're still trying to build out that home studio, your audio fortress of awesomeness, check out the blueprint. It's completely free and it's gonna outline everything you need. It's gonna talk about how a DAW integrates with an audio interface. If you wanna know how to get your vocals into your computer, all that stuff is outlined for you in a really easy, simple way. So check that out at studiogearblueprint.com, or of course, link is in the description. See you in the next video.